Right, wonderful people, lovers of freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome back to Let's Talk TV, your one and only YouTube platform, where they're giving a back-to-back update on how things they be, on how things they share for Biafra land and beyond. If you're joining us for the first time, remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications too. Also, remember to like and share this broadcast as it is hot. All right, my wonderful people, the latest one with the boss brains at the moment right now be say yes, so you don't reach that extent where B.L.A. Simon Ekpa and Joko, as you all know him, has been doing the biggest things that we all know that he will be able to do, and he has been conquering a whole lot of things that people thought he would not be able to do. And that is the truth of the matter. He's a man that would always stick with whatever it is he has sworn to do, and at this particular point he has broken boundaries. He has done things that people did not expect him to do. He has even made sure that people that thought that he would not succeed, example, I don't need to call his name, you know, as he they be, you know, as he they hot, as these people thought that he will not make it in life. He has also showed them that anything they do, it is not going to work out for them. It is not even going to end up well for them if they continue in that particular movement. By B.L.A. is a man of many words and a man of also many actions, because before he actually does anything, he actually tells them, my people, this is what I'm going to do to you people. This thing now we think go actually solve. And if you now not take time, so he go end now. Yes, and the good thing say it's in a joke as usual, as normal, and at the end it always ends up that he does something that would normally and always put them off guard, because that is the kind of person he is. The B.L.A. is not a man that should be taken lightly on any note, because he's a man of action. He whatever he says he will do is always what he ends up doing. We have seen how the Biafra Liberation Army has done a whole lot, has conquered a whole lot too, and we cannot say that these people did all these things without the help of the B.L.A. We can be rest assured, we can be 100% assured that this man, B.L.A. was a man, or is a man that is currently, I would say that he's currently involved in everything that concerns the movement, and they succeeded in everything that he wanted to do. That is one thing that when we think about, or when I remember what the PM has been doing, and people come about to talk or say some other things, I just look at it and be like, I don't think these people have even understood how things are at this moment, or I don't think they have come to understand the real issue with how things would actually work out once the PM, anytime the PM says something and actually works with it. That is the truth of the matter. The main thing is this: whatever the PM has said he will do is something he actually ends up doing. And we know how the IPOP DOS and the so-called president of the zoo country, my people, whatever he actually wakes up to always end up doing. How it does not always work out. They have pulled so many stunts upon the B.L.A. They have done so many things against him. They have decided to put him down so many times. And my people, I am here to let you know that none of these things have actually worked out. That is the truth of the matter. Most of it ended up not working out, because of course the PM is not a man that can be trifled with or can be joked around with. He's a man that have decided, that would say this is what he would do, and he would actually do it. This is a man that has stuck with whatever he says he would do, and actually ended up doing it. He's not a man that should be joked around with, because of course he is going to make sure that anything he says actually ends up working out. That is the truth of the matter. We will continue working forward. Nothing is going to stop our Biafra self-referendum that is supposed to actually take place, or the declaration of Biafra in the December 2nd. Yes, I know that if you've not been following up, this should be something that you should have in mind, that will surely take place. See, the fact that we are working towards, the fact that we have hopes towards the Biafra referendum, the fact that we have hope towards everything that comes with the Biafra declaration is something every single person should have word of and should be ready for, no matter matter what is happening around, no matter what people come out and talk, no matter what people say about it. Because of course, we know we have a lot of enemies that are coming against us. We know we have a lot of people that do not want the progress. But that is why they are keeping the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Amazi Ohamadike Indibo Nnamdi Kanu. They are keeping him there, but they cannot keep him for too long. He's a man that would surely escape. He's a man that will surely succeed and come out alive. Yes, my people, at this point we will let you listen to the broadcast of the B.L.A. Thank you.
Or we will continue with our newly created platform, which is doing well at the same time. So let me bring this to your screen so that we read it and of course go straight into the analysis. All right, you can see this is the official and of course verified X handle of the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, and this is what he has said this very evening. He said, breaking: the Organization of Emerging African States, OEAS, in resolution passed on 24th June, which was yesterday, 2024, has endorsed the Biafra self-referendum under the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, B.L.A. The resolution will be made public after press briefing. The resolution of the Biafra self-referendum shall be considered binding under international law as a definite statement of the intentions and aspirations of the Biafran people. Let me read that again. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. If you haven't shared the broadcast, I don't know what you're waiting for. If you haven't liked it, I don't know. I wonder if you are with us. But I believe that anybody who is with us at this very point in time should be hitting the like and share button in order to make this very, gospel to go viral. Now, let me take this again because it's very, very, important. Now, the result of the Biafra self-referendum shall be considered binding under international law as a definite statement of the intentions and aspirations of the Biafran people. Now, that this very self-referendum, this Biafran self-referendum shall be considered binding under international law, shall be binding under international law as a definite statement, a definite statement. Wow. Of course, we all know the meaning of definite, definition, the definitive or whatever, as a definite statement. So, when you have that kind of strong word in between, it has actually explained it all. As a definitive statement, sorry, I've been making mistake. As a definitive statement of the intentions. I love that word that is in between, definitive. So no argument, it is sure. So, of the intentions and aspirations of the Biafran people. Intentions, what is our intention and our aspirations? Our intentions and aspirations is just to be free as a free people. Very simple. We all have one collective aspiration and intention, which is freedom. Only one. Over 70 to 80 million Biafran people worldwide have one intention and aspiration, as you can see during this ongoing self-referendum, whereby over 40 million Biafrans have voted already. and it's still counting. And this is just the second phase of the referendum. We have not gotten to the third phase. And you know, the third phase and the first phase are always very, very critical. I'm going to explain it. The first phase is when a particular thing is being announced. When something is announced, it is new. I want you to follow. Just give me your attention, please. Very, very important. When something is announced, then it is new. It is very, very new and tantalizing. Everybody wants to get his or her own share, because this is a new idea and it is very, very calling. It is very, very tantalizing. So I want to have my own share. The first phase is always like that. Now, whether it has second phase, third phase, fourth phase, fifth phase, or whatever, any amount, the last phase, now be the cocoa. The last phase is always the how can I, the sherry. The sherry. The last phase is always a rush, because you don't want to miss out. That is the target. Your target to rush to vote is that, hey, time is running out, and you don't want to miss out. Time is running out, and you don't want to miss out. So second phase, as we have only three phases, first, second, and third. This second phase, in everything, not only in the referendum, in everything you do in life, if it's divided into three stages, second stage is always slow, because the people who voted in the beginning will have their own time during the second stage to do their own things. And other people who have not voted, who are still busy in one thing or the other, will be waiting, say, okay, we still have time. I'm going to do my own. I'm going to vote. We still have time. Yeah, I think it's ending. The third phase, they said the third phase is beginning from in August. They are starting the third stage in August. So this is June. Of course, I still have my time. You'll be waiting for that. You'll be waiting for the third phase, because you are still busy doing something. But once the third phase enter, boom, everybody in a hurry, in a rush. So we are expecting even higher amount of people, even higher number of people to come out and vote during the third phase of the self-referendum. So for the fact that you have between first and second stages, over 40 people have already voted. Now imagine what will happen before the end of the second phase and the beginning to the end of the third stage. Imagine what will happen. So now, and as we all can see, over these 40 million Biafrans that have voted already, the intentions and aspirations of these 40 plus million people that have voted already is only but one thing, which is freedom of Biafra. So now, that is what this statement is talking about. So then, hereby resolved, this 24th day of June 2024, OEAS, they said, there will be an emergency state of the Union press briefing with the B.L.A. international lawyer, Dr. Levy, and the Biafra Prime Minister, of course, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku Otrizum Mangu 1. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. This is huge. This is really huge. This is very, very huge. Now, who are these let us see who are these. Who are these OEAS? Who are these OEAS? let us see who are these OEAS, Organization of Emerging African States, OEAS. So who are these OEAS? Let us see who they are. First of all, this is their logo. The Organization of Emerging African States, OEAS. Okay. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. Let us keep searching. Who are these OEAS? I think we have to go to their website and check who they really are. Let's go to their website and check who they are. OEAS. If you have any idea of the OEAS, please let us know in the comment section, or of course let me drop the number. Let me drop the number on your screen so that those of you who would want to call in and make your contribution will be able to call and make your contribution. Very, very important. If you want to say anything as I'm making my research, you have every opportunity to call. The number is right there on your screen for you to call directly on WhatsApp, so you can of course make your contribution and tell us more. Now, this is the website of the Organization of Emerging African States. Organization of Emerging African States, they said about us. I'm not gonna read a lot. I just want us to see what they are up to, what they can do, and what is this organization all about. You can see this is about us. The OEAS is a NGO dedicated to freedom in Africa. NGO dedicated to freedom in Africa. Our principles are encompassed in the Washington Declaration of 2010. Our principles are encompassed in the Washington Declaration of 2010. This amazing document provides a roadmap for a free and prosperous Africa united in freedom. The OEAS is a registered non-profit corporation based in Washington, D.C., with a General Assembly of States planned for Juba, South Sudan. Then there's a prospective member states and organizations seeking consultative status may contact us at our contact email address. Now, this is about OEAS, the Organization of Emerging African States. Now, what these organizations, of course, they are domiciled in Washington, D.C. So, what they do is to help and push the narrative, the desires, the aspirations of every people in Africa that want to be free from the colonial enslavement. That is what this organization is all about. As you can see here, they also made mention of Juba, South Sudan. So that is what they do. And of course, when they come out and recognize what you are doing, it is not going to end it's not going to end on top of their own table. They are not just there to recognize you. I still believe that there are still other things that they can offer. There are still other things they can do in terms of pushing your narrative to the world. As the Prime Minister of the B.L.A. always say, and I quote, that Our fight for freedom is multidimensional. It's multidimensional. As we fight on ground, we also fight diplomatically. Very, very important. Very, very important. Now, as if this is not enough, I have already made a record of these very, of this very news that I'm bringing right now to your screen. I have already recorded it during my pre-recorded broadcast this very evening, whereby B.L.A. Weekly is currently reporting the Biafran matters at the moment in the United States of America. Biafrans, a people in diaspora longing for a home to call their own. Longing for a home to call their own. For hundreds and even thousands of years, Africa has borne witness to huge moments in human history. Current scientific evidence points to Africa as the cradle of humankind, and why there is a debate on where exactly in Africa humans first emerged. The continent still plays a central role in the origin of the human race. Africa is also a land of turmoil, with the West and East African slave trade unleashing huge devastation on the continent people. Various colonial empires partitioned Africa among themselves. They partitioned Africa among themselves, started with their meeting was it Berlin? Berlin, yes, Germany. In 18-something, they partitioned Africa at our own absence, without our consent. They divided our lands, they invaded us with guns and bullets in order to join us together. That is the chaos you have today in Africa. Now, they say, why the remaining local kingdoms waged war against each other, ethnic and religious conflict persists even in the post-colonial era. Now, let me bring you to this place. Let me bring you to this place. Yes. Look at here. They said, more than 50 years since the end of the Nigeria Civil War, the continuing ethno-religious tensions and underdevelopment in the region of Biafra, have resulted in a Biafran diaspora with millions of Biafrans leaving Nigeria for a better life overseas. In the United States alone, only in America, there are 4 million Biafrans. 4 million Biafrans. Do you know that there are some countries today, there are some nations today that are not even up to 4 million people? Are you aware that there are some countries today that are not up to 4 million people? Even in Europe, there are some countries that are not up to 4 million people in Europe. But we are talking about Biafrans, only the ones in America. Not all the American continent, not all the North American continent. We are talking about those in the USA, United States of America alone. The ones in Canada are not counted. The ones in other North American countries are not counted. Now, when you go to South America, South American continent, we are in millions over there. We are in millions. Now, if you bring Biafrans in Europe as a whole, including those in Britain, we are more than 15 million in Europe. Now, if you go to other African countries, all over African countries in Africa here, we have more than 20 to 30 million Biafrans outside, in Africa alone. telling you. Because only Biafrans in South Africa, I don't know if there are more than this 4 million. I don't know. I'm serious. I'm serious about this. I don't know. I don't know how many there are. Now, let's continue. They say there are 4 million Biafrans in the USA alone, despite the country no longer existing for over 5 decades. The dream for an independent state still remains, with a Biafra Republic government in exile, B.L.A, declared in 2023, with Finland-based Simon Ekpa as its prime minister, along with 200 cabinet ministers and liaison offices in many different countries, especially those with significant Biafran populations. Back in Nigeria, Biafrans have been holding civil disobedience campaigns in protest. What are these civil disobedience campaigns we have been holding in Biafra land that the United States of America media outlet has recognized? That very civil disobedience, the number one of them all, if not the only one or the main one, is the sit at home that the enemies have been fighting so hard to stop. Are you paying attention? Somebody say Luxembourg is 600,000. Thank you. Let me bring it to the screen. That is what I'm saying. There are some countries, even in Europe, that are not up to 4 million. And somebody is telling me that Luxembourg is 6,000 people. And I learned, I read one thing. I don't know if it's a documentary or what. I don't know. They said that Luxembourg is is it the richest country in Europe? Oh, I don't know. There's something there. Is it the richest country or what? Something like that. Can you correct me, those of you that live in Europe? I saw something sometime in the past that said that Luxembourg is, so another person say Malta is 400,000. You see? And now, this Luxembourg that has 600,000, I heard that they are, I don't know if it's richest or what. There is something they control as the biggest in the world. Somebody say in the world. Thank you. The richest country in the world. Not even America, not China, not France, not Germany, not United Kingdom, not Russia, not France, not Dubai. But Luxembourg, small Luxembourg, I don't know if they are up to my village. I'm not sure if they are up to my village. But they are the richest country in the world. I don't know if it's by GDP. Probably by GDP or something like that. I don't know. And they are 600,000 in population. And they have no oil. They have no oil. They have no gas, no gold. Now, in Biafra land, we have oil and we have gas. The gas in Izombe, many of you do not know the reason of the senseless buying of our people in Izombe over the years. The gas in Izombe, based on rating, is the largest gas deposit in entire West Africa. And since it is in West Africa, that means it is Africa as a whole. Because there is no any other country that has biggest gas in Africa than the zoo. If you join, if if you match them with Biafra and Niger Delta, the Niger Delta, where they call Niger Delta. So if you match them together, no country has the biggest oil in, if not in the world, in the world. Because I can tell you, tell me how many states in Russia. Russia is deemed as the richest oil producing country in the world, right? Good. Tell me how many states. I don't know what they call in Russia. Is it state or county or province? Tell me how many states in Russia today that produce oil in large quantity. How many are there? How many states produce oil in Russia? Those of you that live in Russia, if you are here listening to me right now, I need an answer. How many states are producing oil in Russia? Of course, if you go to Google today, you ask the top 10 oil producing country, Russia is Russia, America. America was told that the only place they have oil in America, when I exposed him in the year 2021, I told you that he is the Ifanyoba. So even if he's big or campaign manager, I don't think that states let me just do states like referendum to know how many old people are here. But at least how many old timers in it is one state. Do you remember when I exposed this criminal? Do you know how many states? The whole world that he is the campaign manager of Ifanyoba, and let me count them based on a certain page, the names given that he's using to campaign for Ifanyoba. How many of you remember? River State is there. I want to know the old timers here. Cross River is there. Akwa Ibom is there. Imo State is there. Abia State is there.
He's moaning. Instant loan
Bayelsa
online.
is there. Delta State is there. Edo State is there. I don't even know Ondo State is also there. Ondo State, I think Ondo State is among the Niger Delta. Ondo State is there. Now,
4
Anambra
different hacks
State
that
has
you
been
can implement
recently
today to
added.
get more followers on Instagram
Oil
without
is found
posting.
in Enugu State, which we shared the video sometime in the past, around 2020 or 2021, where fire was, I don't even know. They said there is huge oil deposit or gas deposit under the ground because we saw the fire all of a sudden. Now, if you calculate all these states, there are about 12 to 13 oil producing states under the zoo. Now tell me, how many states? I don't know. It's like there's nobody from Russia is watching this live broadcast. I'm looking at the comments. I'm waiting for people from Russia.